Hey, AP Computer Science, this is Mr. Roberts, and I've decided to go kind of retro here, so this is just me on YouTube. I want to talk a little bit about strings. There's tons of information on coding that, and I know you're going to find things out better than this, but I just wanted to give you a starting place. So consider the string S. The string S I've created that contains the characters Shasta Wolf, and I didn't put a space in between the W or the Shasta and the Wolf. It's all together, one word, Shasta Wolf. I consider and I can count the characters. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 characters. But perhaps I'd like to be able to figure out that without counting. One of the things I can do is strings are objects, and there's a cool method built into a string, and the name of the method is length, L-E-N-G-T-H. So if I call the length method on a string, it returns an integer. So you can see what I've done here is I've created an integer x that will capture the length of string s. Again, the reason why I used s is because the name of my string is s. So s.length tells me how many characters it is. So at this point now, I've got a new variable that's capable of holding ints, and it's got the number 10 in it. There's 10 characters in there. Let's see. Let me show you how to create a substring of the. How do you create a substring? So I'm going to create a new string. And I'm going to call it sum because it has some of the letters. So string sum equals s dot substring. So it's going to be a substring, a part of the string of s, not all the characters, but a part. And here's how there's two arguments that go into it, and here's how we interpret this. So I'm going to say 3, 7. So what this means is you're going to begin at character index 3. So this will be in the substring. You're going to continue until the 7th, but you don't include the 7th. So up to, but not including. So if I was to do this, what would be the characters in Shasta Wolf? Remember, they're all built with 0 index. So if I was to grab a different color pen like green, this is the 0 index. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the letter T, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now I told you the dot length is 10. There are 10 characters in there, and they're just numbered 0 through 9. And if I'm doing a substring, I'm going to starting with the third one. That would mean this letter S is where it begins, and it's up to, but it does not include the 7th one. So this one's out. So what I have right here is string sum, right? It contains some of the strings. String sum would be S, T, A, and then the W, right? So that's 3, 4, 5, and 6. It doesn't include the W. So if I was to do system.out.println sum is star. Yeah, let me just talk about one more thing with this. You might consider using for loops with these. So for example, I could say, hey class, print out every other character in the word Shasta Wolf. Or better yet, print out the characters in reverse. Oh, that's a cool trick. So instead of printing Shasta Wolf, print out Law Atasha. I don't know how to say that, but print them in reverse. Yeah, let's do that. So I'll bring this down if I need to see it again, but you can see what S is. That's the substring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a for loop. For int, and it's really a good idea to use the word index. Well, if we're dealing with an array, we're not dealing with an array. We'll just use, I've already used x for dot length, so let me use a different one. I'll use y. For int y equals, now, here's the bad news, right? I don't want to start at, I don't want to start at 0 because I'm going to print it backwards. I want to start at 9, but I don't know that it's always going to be a 9. So where I'm going to start is I'm going to start at x minus 1. So x is the length of the character minus 1. So, okay, I'm going to start my for loop at x minus 1. Remember, there's 10 characters. 10 minus 1 is 9, so that's going to allow me to start right here with the 9th character in the loop. So that will get the f. Now I'm going to continue as long as y is greater than, let's see, it has to be greater than or equal to 0, because it could be 0 for the last time. And then the very last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to say y, and I'm going to do minus minus. So just before we get too far into this for loop, let's take a look at what actually this is going to do, right? Whoops, I wrote the wrong symbol there. The y's are going to start at x minus 1. And I know that, let me write down the values that y will take on. Because there's 10 characters in this, 10 minus 1 is 9, so y is going to be a 9. And then it's going to decrease by 1, because I've got y minus minus. So it's going to take a 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And because it says as long as y is greater than or equal to 0, y will also take on the value 0. Okay, so I see what y is. So how am I going to use that to print out these characters in reverse order? Here's how. I'm going to do a system dot out dot print. And the reason why I'm doing print is I want it all on one line. And what I'm going to print the very first time through is I want to print just this letter F. Just the letter F. So in order to get that, I need to give it the number 9 up to but not including one more than 9. So I'm going to print y, comma, y plus 1. Boom. So again, what this means, again, it means, I've just totally botched that, I'm sorry. I need a substring. That's going to be my argument for my substring. So my string is s, so I'm going to print s dot substring, and it's going to be from y to y plus 1. That's fabulous. That's amazing. And you know what? That's it. That's all I need to do, because if you look the very first time through here, y is going to be the number 9. And when I go from starting at 9 up to but not including 10, that's going to produce just, if I look at my string here, that's just going to produce this letter F. And then the next time through, when y is 8, it's going to, starting at 8 up to, starting at, up to but not including. So it's going to start at 8, go up to but not include 9. So that'll pull out just the character L. And you just continue in this fashion, and it's going to totally do this. You know what? This is great. Just for your sanity, coding that is great, and I hope you get into coding that string 1. But what I'd rather have you do first today is just take some time to set this up and program it into BlueJ, and convince yourself that you can give BlueJ, you can give it any string, but you know how to print that string in reverse. This is Mr. Roberts. Have a good day.